You're thinking about buying a duplex or a 2-unit. What are the advantages and what's different? Well, duplexes are great because if you're just starting out as a first-time home buyer or a first-time investor, it's a great way to get familiar with being a landlord and also help pay your mortgage. It's one of the most popular types of properties because if you're going to live in one side and rent out the other, it really reduces your expenses. Also, if there's a rental history in the place, your lender might let you count some of the income from rental of the second unit toward your income needed for the loan, which can enable you to qualify for a higher purchase price and buy a nicer property. It's a great way to do that. What are some things you should think about? Number one, are the utilities separate? Things like heating, water meter, electric meter. If those are separate and there's a heating source for each unit, if there's a separate electric meter, a separate water meter, or any of the other things that cost money, natural gas, if that's the case, heating tank, what are the things that allow you to either pass the cost directly onto the tenant for what they use, or are you gonna have to build those costs and expenses into the base rent and pay them on behalf of your tenants? Number two, something to think about is what's your long-term plan? It's really great if you're gonna live in it for a period of time and then use the income or pay down your mortgage and then be able to go and buy another property. Are you going to want to keep it or are you gonna want to sell it? If we start looking at properties above 4 units, they start to have different requirements, but really between 2 and 4 units are treated as a very similar type of property and similar to single family, including by most loan products. So it's a great idea, good way to increase your budget, and a nice way to figure out the early parts of becoming a landlord. If you decide to become a landlord, there are a lot of resources. You're gonna need a good lease, you're gonna need to understand tenant law, tenant rights, and we can make connections and introduce you to a lot of those materials.